SMSD's Teacher of the Year, Ariane Watkins, actually went to teach somewhere else for a year.
I definitely agree with the notion of like giving all kids quality education. I definitely agree with the notion of giving kids access to challenging curriculum and trying to get them prepared for college. I just don't necessarily agree with all of the ways that they go about doing it. But there was definitely a moment where I realized like I cannot get out of teaching at this school. And so I'm going to, rather than lament kind of what every single day feels like, I'm going to just very intentionally take all the feedback that they give and try out all of the suggestions that they make. Because at that point, which was September, basically, I was like, I'm going to go back to Stafford, because I even had written the new principal and I was like, please, can I come back? You know, and he's like, we don't have a position to give you. And I was like, can you just make me one? Like, I will come back. So in my mind, I was like, okay, they tell me to try this, I'm going to try it. I'm going to get really good at it. I'm going to bring it back to Stafford. They tell me this, I'm going to try it. I'm going to be really good at it. I'm going to bring it back to Stafford. It's actually, it's funny because I was miserable that entire year, but now it's like, I am so grateful that I had that experience, because it gives me a view of Stafford from outside of Stafford. So I can say, like, these things that we do, these are things we really do well. And then these other things that other schools do, well, here's why they do them. And here were the things that they did well, and here are things that could be potential pitfalls. And so even though I didn't particularly enjoy the experience, I absolutely think that working at KIPP gave me a lot of perspective, and it helped me hone certain skills that perhaps I would not have even been on my radar.
And then came the pandemic.
You want your kids to have education because you don't want them to fall behind, but then you also realize that like this kid might be sharing one laptop with 3 brothers and sisters. And so like you have to be mindful of the quantity, because they just literally might not have access. And then on top of that, I have some seniors that I mentor through the school, and I've all year long been just checking on them. Hey, do you need me to write you a letter of recommendation? How's school going? How's such and such class? And so I reached out to them, and their parents were like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you reached out. But like literally everything about school changed. We were worried about kids not getting access to food, kids not getting access to technology and education, and then trying to tell your kids like, it's really okay, you can call me on this number, like I set this number up so that you can call me. And then you have kids writing you at 1:00 in the morning like, Miss Watkins, can I turn this in? And you're like, first of all, I'm not up at 1:00 in the morning. Like, I'll look at it at 9 when the next day rolls around. But like it was a mess. And we're supposed to be going back to school in August, but I don't know what that's going to look like.
For Spartan Spotlight, this is Randall Williams.